Hey there! So I'm currently working on the script for a video about Warzone, the Mutant Chronicles spin-off war game. This video probably won't come out for quite some time. It's probably going to be next year sometime. You know, sometimes videos have quite a long production schedule. But one of the things that I need to make a video like that is miniatures representative of the game. I can obviously proxy things in, and I can, 3D print things that look vaguely correct, but I'd quite like to have some stuff that is, at least vaguely era appropriate, and I was going to be focusing on the first edition of the game, which I think was 1995. You can tell I'm in the early stages of scripting because I haven't memorized all of the dates yet. But when I asked if people, had any miniatures that they were looking to offload to sell or what have you for Warzone, it was brought to my attention that you can actually still buy some brand new old Warzone miniatures for reasons that are somewhat convoluted. But it's why I've got this little baggie with a Necro-Mutant in it. But because I wanted to have two little forces so that I'd be able to use them in the video to represent battles and things, the cheapest way to do that was actually to get a board game that was a Mutant Chronicles spin-off that came out, as far as I'm aware, before Warzone came out, but contains miniatures of factions that were in Warzone, so you can absolutely use those miniatures in Warzone. I think there was a couple of those, but one of them that is easy to get hold of now is Blood Berets. And when I said it's brand new, I wasn't kidding. This thing is still in its cellophane, and this is from 1993. So what I thought, because we wanted to put out an extra video by the end of the month, and Snipe currently has COVID, so they can't really be involved in this. I thought that I would open this up for you and have a bit of a ramble about it, and yeah, I thought that might be a little bit of fun. Sort of consider it a unscripted prequel to a big scripted video on Warzone, I guess. So yeah. Let's open this thing up and see how it is. Okay, let's get this thing open and see what wondrous things are unleashed that have been trapped in there for the last 32 years. Jesus Christ. It's free. Okay, right. Oh, should probably take a look at the back first. Okay, so we see one of the titular Blood Berets here. Yeah, one of the factions in the game is called Imperial. They're a mega corporation that are British themed, and for some reason their icon is like a incorrectly drawn Union flag with an RAF logo on it. I don't know. Although I do like the Blood Berets insignia. I'll do a close-up on that for you at some point, because it looks exactly like Papyrus from Undertale, and that amuses me. This should come with a bunch of tiles, miniatures, I think 16 in here for two factions, which is, again, the Blood Beret, the Imperial Blood Berets, and the, whatever they're called. Undead Legionnaires of the Dark Legion. That's the one. That's the one. It says it right there. Actually, interestingly, I'm not sure if it's the case on this one. It might be. A lot of the cover art for this stuff was done by Paul Bonner, who you might know from a bunch of Warhammer stuff, which is interesting. But yeah, let's open this dang thing up. Haha. The miniatures. We shall take a close look at those in a moment. We have a slightly yellowed D20, which I guess that means it works kind of like the original. I say original. This predates Warzone, but Warzone works on a D20 system too. We've got some cards with some very handsome gentlemen. we have a, delightful. Ooh, I think some moisture has gotten inside here. Wonderful. This is only the beginning, I'm sure. So we've got, this rule book. Ooh, this don't feel good. I think I'm gonna have to wash my hands afterwards. Got square bases. So that's interesting. I guess 'cause the game has these square tiles, so you know, need square bases for that. So we've got lots. Oh, double-sided. The game tiles are double-sided. That's cool. That was unreasonably loud. We've got a bunch of tokens that have come away from this. Okay. Okay. The token sheet is starting to fall away, and is the rest of this just foam? Let me just pull that out. Yep, that was mostly foam. Oh well. Okay, so let's do the obvious thing first and take a look at the miniatures. That's, you know, that's ultimately what we actually bought the thing for. This is not resealable, so let's just tear it open. Feels strange to not get them on sprues, you know. But yeah, so these are the Sergeant miniatures, I believe, for the Blood Berets. So that's interesting. We've got Undead Legionnaires. That's just a regular guy. Okay. And we've got these guys with a chainsword pike. Not entirely sure what their deal is yet, but we shall discover. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put some B-roll up right now showing some close-ups on these so that I can bring the actual miniatures close to my eyeballs so I can tell you how good they look. And yeah, these are pretty rough. Very, very board game plastic. Although I will say the iconography on them, the little skull on one side and the Imperial logo on the other, pretty decent, you know, considering. We'll be intrigued to see how these look once I've got some paint on them. The Undead Legionnaires have a bit of the Iron Maiden Eddie about them, you know. Those faces are very funny to me. Are they all the same? Yes, they are all identical. We've also got the Sergeant's not chainsword. I can't remember what they call them in this. And the other guy, yeah, he's having the time of his life. Amazing. I'll tell you what, let's have a look at the rule book next. Which, yes, sadly has succumbed to a little bit of damage over the years. What I will be intrigued, because I'm not going to sit here and read the rules as I'm showing this to you right now. Oof, delightful. Great. There's careful ways to take these apart, I know. But I will be intrigued to see how closely this game is to actual Warzone that would obviously come along afterwards. But yeah, so we've got different missions and stuff. Okay, that's cool, that's cool. But yeah, okay, right, let's also take a quick look at these cards, because I want to see more of this handsome gentleman. Don't you just love it when it's one of those packets that has a little tear point all the way around it and you can't quite find the start of it? You know what? Screw it. We're going in from the top. Okay, so we've got Sergeant McBride, Medic Hawks, Faraday, who looks... Oh, okay. I was hoping they would give them... okay. I was hoping they'd give them a different character art, but apparently everyone but Sergeant McBride is just the same guy. Who are you? Are these... Oh, these are the... Oh, they've got... It's double-sided. What's going on there? Is it the... No, there's different... different stats, so... Huh. Okay, well these will be the undead legionnaires who don't look much like the miniatures, but you know what? That's fine. Okay, these are all... Oh. Oh. Not sure if dead or just really enjoying themselves. They all... Yep. Ooh, let's see McBride's O-face. Oh, that's disappointing. They all have the same one. Okay. Zarabanar. Korobat. Oh, wait, no. What are these then? Because these are definitely the undead legionnaires, because these don't have an individual name. What's going on here? Oh, wait. That's the Bauhaus icon. So these are for miniatures that are not in here. Maybe you can proxy the Imperials as Bauhaus. Okay, interesting. Let's see, these guys. Ooh, yeah, they're really into it. Yeah, okay. What are the rest of these then? Do we have other factions? No, it's just the three. Or what are you like? You are the same either way. That makes sense. You are already dead. Probably. Legion and stuff, so... Okay, so these are all... like, equipment cards by the look of it. It's all very Space Crusade, I will say. Which is not a bad thing. I do like me some Space Crusade. But yeah, ooh, getting the smell of 1993 right now. Oof. A huge black gun known as the Gift of Algeroth, using large caliber bullets. Good. Let's also have a look at... I mean, the tokens are just tokens that are somewhat holding together. I'll put all of those in a nice little plastic bag later. Don't know what that is yet. But yeah, you can put the different tiles together. The tiles seem to have survived quite well, which is most important. Little bit of discoloration, but again, to be expected given how old they are. Oh yeah, and the entrance and exit for each one is in the same place, so these can be arranged in lots of different ways. That's cool. Nice. And I presume these tiny little bases, which, yes, they look like 20mm bases. Those will fit neatly in the spot that they go with. I did wonder how big these were going to be, because, you know, obviously I'll turn these cards over so they're easier for you to see. But I did wonder how big all these things were going to be, because looking at pictures of these, obviously you can see how much their feet stick out over the end. I was like, are those 25mm bases, or are those bigger or smaller? Because, like, they look pretty massive. But yeah, it explains it if they're all tiny little 20mm bases. But yeah, okay. I'm going to go away, read the rules, and I'll come back and I'll tell you some stuff about it. Okay? Cool. Okay, so I've had a look at the rules for this thing, and it's actually kind of interesting that despite predating Warzone, rules-wise, it actually works kind of similar, as in you have a set amount of actions per turn, and you roll a d20 to see if you hit, and you, like, it's, I can't remember what the proper term is, what is it, your missile weapon skill stat. You roll against that, and if you get under it, then, you know, you hit, and then you roll, taking away, like, the damage of your weapon from the opponent's armor, and you roll another d20, blah blah blah. And you can spend, like, one of your actions to aim, things like that. It's actually remarkably similar to how Warzone works, and that's really interesting to me, because obviously this does predate Warzone. And yeah, the Miniatures are all fine. They do their job. I haven't quite worked out what all of these tokens are for. But, you know, this was just a quick look at the game. I do want to have an actual game of this at some point soon, so I can sort of, you know, see how similar it really is. But yeah, no, it's a very interesting little thing. So I guess a sort of good way to introduce someone to Warzone, because you're dealing with many of the same concepts, which is interesting because obviously, like, or games based on, say, Warhammer, don't tend to use the exact same mechanics. Like, they'll use similar concepts, they might refer to things by the same names just for consistency, but they won't work exactly the same, whereas to see this spin-off game work so similar is interesting. I'd say the movement works differently because it's just squares as opposed to proper measurement. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this unscripted little rambly thing that I've done. Just felt like we should do something with this since we got it entirely sealed, being such an old game, and I figured that if there's an audience who would care about such things, it's ours. Look forward to the future Warzone video in 2026, I guess. And I suppose technically this is our Halloween video. So, jump scare. Was it as good for you as it was for me?